All right. Thank you to Becky and Chris for nominating me for the Lemons for Leukemia Challenge. 3 quick things. 1, if you want a proper explanation on all of this, watch Becky and Chris's video. I mean, Chris, he's just a dumb interventional radiologist, not whatever kind of doctor it is that, does this, but his explanation is quite thorough. 2, I will be chewing and swallowing the massive bite I take out of this lemon. I'm just throwing it out there. Everybody's spitting it back out. I'm going to do it. 3, I'm going to be sharing more personal details about my life now than I maybe ever have before on the channel, but it's just my story, and so I'm not telling you how to live your life or what to believe or anything like that. It's just, it's my story, and this inspired me to share that with you. Lemons for Leukemia is actually a great cause to try and raise awareness for the fact that with a simple swab test, you can find out if you're a donor that could save somebody's life who needs a bone marrow transplant for leukemia. What's kind of crazy about this is we actually in our city, Regina here, just a few weekends ago, had a massive, I don't know what you would call it. It's like a not a test drive, but thousands of people came out to get swabbed to try and save a little boy's life who needed a bone marrow transplant. And it was crazy to see the community come together and support and everybody getting swabs. I didn't go. Now, not because I didn't want to go, I couldn't. Because we had a family visit with one of the little guys that we foster. My wife and I are foster parents. That is something that we have personally decided to give our lives for. And Lemons for Leukemia is a great cause, but I will tell you that it isn't enough. And frankly, nothing you ever do will ever be enough to solve all of the problems in the world. But doing something as small as getting your mouth swabbed is a great step in the right direction. But I will tell you that you will get to the end of your life and be completely unfulfilled unless you actually gave your life for something. And ultimately that means giving your life for somebody else. My wife and I, we can't have our own kids. That's a part of our story. And the worst part of that story is for many years, I didn't really care. I was very selfish. And I loved living the double income, no kid, dink lifestyle. We had money, we could travel, we had freedom. There was nothing that we really couldn't do if we wanted to do it. I thought it would just happen. But as time went along, it wasn't happening. And we went to the doctor and we got tested, and sure enough, no chance. My wife was asking, what do you think about fostering? And I kind of thought, well, maybe someday if we're meant to do it that we will. But I was mostly just putting off the fact that that seemed way too crazy and maybe we would adopt someday. I don't know. Then one day we were at church, and this woman was sharing her story of her and her husband would go and rescue high needs kids from, they were called orphanages, but they were fairly abusive situations. And then her husband was killed in a car accident, and she was stuck with 8 kids that she had to now raise by herself. And she decided that she wasn't going to let one tragedy stop her from saving a bunch of kids from more tragedies. So she continued to rescue kids from orphanages. And I was sitting there in that moment listening to the story, enjoying my selfish life, and Jesus came and he spoke to me and he said, how selfish of you that you're waiting to have kids of your own when there's so many other kids out there who need a father. And it wasn't too harsh, it was just very matter of fact. And in that moment I said, you're absolutely right. And so that night I said to my wife, we need to talk about what we're going to do with our lives. And we decided to foster. And it has been the best thing that we've ever done, and it's also been the hardest thing that we've ever done. It seems a bit ironic asking people who can't have their own kids to raise other people's kids and many times say goodbye to those kids. And we've had kids come and stay and will be with us for forever, and we've had kids come and go. We've had kids that we had for years and have had to transition them out when they have felt like our own kids. And had moments of having kids banging on windows and screaming because they don't want you to leave. But at the end of the day, we want our lives to count for something. And living your life for yourself is a waste of a perfectly good life. And somehow these lemons just kind of reminded me of the kids had come, the kids that we've had go, the kids that'll be with us forever. But it's something that actually really matters. And, you know, I love to have fun. I love to joke around. I love to talk about tech and camera and gear and equipment and all sorts of things. But at the end of the day, I want my life to matter for something. And I guess I just wanted to share this story to say that I hope that there's people out there too who decide, maybe even in this moment, that you're not going to live your entire life just for yourself. You're going to do something that matters and that makes a difference. And even if it's something as small as getting your cheeks swabbed, but maybe it's something bigger that you've been thinking about doing for a while, I would just encourage you to take a step. There's nothing more fulfilling in your life than giving your life for somebody else. Sorry that got a little emotional. I wasn't actually planning on that. But I'm going to take a bite of this lemon, and I need to nominate a few people first. I'm going to nominate two of like the OGs on this channel. People who've been here for a very long time. Fabio Pavelli, great creator. You were in Austria. Now I think you're in Israel. I'm going to nominate Fivo Savas, another great creator. And then I'm going to nominate somebody brand new. I just like had a great conversation with on Twitter last night, Jenna Bradford. Yeah, I nominate you guys. And I said I was going to bite this and chew it and swallow the whole thing, peel and all. So here we go. Oh. 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 Woo! That's a piece of my life. And that was a piece of lemon. Oh.